Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osterberg501 and today I want to go over the possibility of Battlefield 2042 being much more competitive than pretty much all of the previous Battlefield games. Now this is mainly going to be focused towards the Hazard Zone game mode, but also a little bit on the Portal game mode as well, because both of those have the opportunity to cater towards a much more competitive playstyle and game modes. Now, Battlefield games in general really haven't been considered to be super competitive games like something like Halo games have been, other arena shooters have been, more arcadey shooters like something like Call of Duty multiplayers, and then going into stuff like Battle Royales. All of those have been considered to be much more competitive than the type of gameplay that Battlefield offers because it's always been much larger player counts, has always had tons of vehicles in them, and usually just never targeted that really competitive aspect of FPS games. And the most I saw of it from playing Battlefield for so many years is back in Battlefield 2, there was a decent amount of people that would be doing game battle matches where you would essentially just be like a team of 3 against another team of 3 in a small section of a map, but that's pretty much as competitive as it got when it came to most of the Battlefield games. But coming up in Battlefield 2042, there are definitely some options for the game to cater much more to that competitive FPS crowd and be able to create much more of that style of gameplay. So first off, with Battlefield Portal, with the customization options you're going to have for the servers, there's going to be a lot of possibilities for people to create their own competitive game modes. You have the possibility to essentially create small scale arenas where you're just using the gunplay and your classes to fight 3v3 arenas on small sections of maps. You'll be able to create one life game modes where you could have smaller teams in smaller sections of maps going head to head with one player life, and then a lot more options. You would even have the possibility to create your own community servers to put on different tournaments or things of that nature. So I think some competitive play will come from that, but I do think that that is not the most enticing part for competitive play in Battlefield 2042, because the second game mode I wanted to look at, and the one that I think has the most possibility, is Hazard Zone. And this has not been officially revealed yet, so a lot of this information is more going off of data mined information, but from how much stuff has been data mined, the system is most likely going to be somewhere close to what this data mined information is. So going off of this data mined information, Hazard Zone will essentially be a sort of mix between Escape From Tarkov Hunt Showdown, but in a Battlefield game. So it will be a bit smaller versions and your team will be limited to squads of 4. So it's already a bit more competitive in that way that you're only going to max be able to have 3 other allies with you, which in turn, just that base rule set makes it a bit more competitive. Then you're also going to have things like AIs running around that you can kill, bosses, you have different buy stations in the map, you have resurrections, you have possible respawns, you have a currency to set up your loadout and customization for your weapons and gear, and you also have the possibility to lose the items you come into that match with. So it's going to be sharing some mechanics that help make Battle Royales so competitive, and then it's also going to be more targeted at that Escape From Tarkov Hunt Showdown style of gameplay, with the loss of gear, with looting, and the matches being more rewarding and intense, but also with the possibility of having more loss. If done right, and if the technical side and server side can keep up with that gameplay can be incredibly competitive and very intense. Comparing it to something like Escape From Tarkov, by the majority of people, isn't really considered to be a super competitive game that a lot of people would consider themselves to just be super good at FPSs because they can be good in Tarkov. And I don't think that comes down to systems or the gameplay itself. I think the reason Tarkov isn't usually considered as competitive as a game is because its technical side and server side can't keep up with the gameplay and the plays people are trying to make while actually playing the game. But putting a style of combat that is more similar to that, more similar to Hunt Showdown, but in something like a Battlefield game that's going to have a better technical side and pretty likely to have a much better server side, you then take away a lot of the reason why something like that isn't usually considered as competitive. And I think that adding these more competitive and skill-based options to Battlefield will bring in a whole new section and community of FPS players that usually wouldn't stick with Battlefield for long periods of time, because even if they liked the gameplay, liked the destruction, liked the graphics, liked everything about the game, there wasn't that competitive edge to keep them playing the game for longer periods of time. So it's pretty much all I want to go over with this video. I'm definitely more excited for the possibilities with Portal and Hazard Zone than I am about the more true to Battlefield all-out war modes that will also be coming with Battlefield 2042. So subscribe if you want to see more Battlefield 2042 or other FPS videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about the possibility of Battlefield being much more competitive. And thanks for watching.